So here's the example solved video where I'm just going to go over some examples to maybe clear up some of the confusions you might have from solving the 3x3. But before that, there's one thing that I forgot to mention in the 3x3 video. That is, the center pieces of at least the 3x3 are stationary. To demonstrate that, I'm going to use this old Zanchi. So as you can see, when you're turning the cube, all the center pieces are fixed into place. So if you're new to the 3x3, just know that center is not something you need to worry about. Here's the scramble for the first example. If you want to follow through the entire solve, just do the scramble with white facing up and green facing forward. If you don't know how to read these notations, just check out my last video on a tutorial on the 3x3 where I covered some of the most common notations you need. So here we're just going to do the scramble. So immediately I realized that the yellow cross might have a better solution than the white cross, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to do white cross first. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to move either the orange or the blue edge onto the bottom. So in this case, I'm just going to pair up the blue edge with the white center, and then pair up the blue center with the blue edge. So now we move back to the orange edge, which is on the opposite side, and that's good because now we can just pair it up with the orange center and put it into place. And naturally we move on to the red and white edge because it's on the opposite layer. And then when we try to move it to pair it up with the red center, it doesn't pair up because it's facing in the opposite direction. So what we do here is we use the right layer, we move it to the right, and then we do R prime FR. And the last cross piece, which is the green and white edge, it seems to be stuck at the second layer. So the first thing we do here is we move it out of the second layer by doing R prime, and now it's on the top. And now we try to pair it with the green center, but it's also facing in the opposite direction. So we're going to use the right layer again, put it on the right, R prime FR, and now we finish the cross. So next is the first layer where I immediately notice that this corner has to go into this place, and it's facing the right way, so I'm going to do R prime to insert it in. So the next thing I notice is that there are two white corners on top that have the white face facing upwards. So in this case, I'm just going to pick either one. I'm picking this one because it's closer and it's going to go into here. So we're going to do the R prime, U prime move 3 times. So we are going to do the same thing with this white corner. So we're going to put it above where it's supposed to be inserted, and we're going to do the R prime, U prime move 3 times. So here we have the last corner where it's in the right place but facing the wrong way. So to fix the orientation, I'm going to move it out of the way by doing R prime, and then put it above where it's supposed to go in, and since it's facing the right way, so we're just going to do R prime to insert it in. So next is the second layer where the first edge I noticed is this green and red edge. So I'm going to pair it up to the green center, and I notice it's on the right side of where it's supposed to go in. So I'm going to put it on the back, and I'm just going to do the algorithm F prime, U prime, F, U, and then let's just insert it in doing R prime. The next edge I notice is this blue and red edge. So I'm going to pair up the color blue with the center, and in this case it's on the left side of where it's supposed to go in. So in this case I'm going to put it on the left, and then I'm going to do R prime, U prime, and then we're going to do to insert it in. And the next edge here I notice is already conveniently paired up already, the orange and blue edge, and this time is on the right side of where it's supposed to go. So I'm just going to put it back and do. And here we have the last edge, another special case where it's in the right place but facing the wrong direction. So to fix the orientation, what we need to do is to insert any of the yellow edges on top into the place first. So in here, I'm just gonna pick this green and yellow edge. U R prime, U prime, insert in. And now we pair the green with the green center. And this time it's still on the left side. So we're gonna put it on the left and do it again. So here's the last layer. And the first thing I notice is that there is a line on top. So what I'm going to do is place it horizontally and do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And now there's a cross form on the top. So now what we do is we face the cube this way so that one of the solved edge is on the back and the other one's on the right side. And I'm going to do this alg, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. And now everything should be solved for the cross. And the next step is to solve the position of these yellow corners. So in this case, this is not in the right place. This is not in the right place. Not in the right place. So none of them is in the right place. So if we have none of the corners solved in place, we can just do the alg facing any direction at first. So we're going to do R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. And now at least we need to have one corner solved in place. So this corner is now solved in place because it's yellow, green, and red. And now what we do here is we put the corner that's solved in place on the left side, and then we do this alg. And now all of your corners should be solved in the right position. And last, we need to solve the rotation of these corners. So to do that, we need to flip the cube upside down, and we need to do the RUR prime move. So now this is solved. We move this in. And the last corner.